Hello and welcome once again to our online Bible study. My name is Paul Cartwright. I'm the preaching minister for the Webb Chapel Church of Christ here in Dallas, Texas. Hope that you are enjoying these videos. I'd ask that you'd like this video, that you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on those notifications so that you can be alerted when new content is available. Today we are continuing to study that period of the life of Christ that is just before the third Passover and goes until his arrival at Bethany. Today we are going to see Jesus do something that we've seen him do quite a bit already, and that is healing someone. But in this story, it's a little bit different because the person who comes to ask Jesus for this healing is a Canaanite woman, sometimes referred to, like in the Gospel of Mark, as the Syrophoenician woman. And really what the writer was trying to do was just to let you know this woman was not Jewish by birth, that she was not someone who would have had the same maybe upbringing as Christ did. And that plays into our story just a little bit today. Join me as we look at Matthew chapter 15 beginning in verse 21. And Jesus went away from there and withdrew to the district of Tyre and Sidon, and behold, a Canaanite woman from that region came out and was crying, "Have mercy on me, O Lord, Son of David. My daughter is severely oppressed by a demon." But he did not answer her a word. After his disciples came and begged him, saying, "Send her away, for she is crying out after us," he answered, "I was sent only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." But she came and knelt before him, saying, "Lord, help me." And he answered, "It is not right to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs." She said, "Yes, Lord, yet even the dogs eat the crumbs that fall from the master's table." Then Jesus answered her, "O woman, great is your faith. Be it done as you desire." And her daughter was healed instantly. Why would this Canaanite or Syrophoenician woman refer to Jesus as the Son of David? To understand the answer to that question, we have to first understand a couple of facts. First and foremost, Jesus was a practicing Jew. He would have kept all the law. He would have kept the Sabbath day. He would have kept the festivals, all the things that good Jewish men were supposed to do during the time. Matthew, the writer of this gospel, was also Jewish, and so he would have observed Jewish law and custom. Now, understanding that, we need to know that in that custom, in the Jewish life, that the family lineage was traced through the most well-known person in that lineage. Now, we all know that Jesus' earthly father was a carpenter named Joseph. We know that he raised Jesus alongside Mary, his wife. But the most well-known person in their line was King David, the man after God's own heart. And so they would oftentimes refer to Jesus as the Son of David. Now, there's some really interesting things to consider here. First off, we see this through the lens of our 21st century social mores and customs, and we think this is ridiculous. Why in the world would you not identify someone through their most immediate relative? Well, it all comes down to vanity, and that's something we know a great deal about. We will sit and we'll argue about our favorite sports team. We'll argue about which car brand is the best to drive. And even sometimes Christians will argue about the color of the carpet or the color of the paint on the walls. And it's for these reasons that the Apostle Paul, to a young Timothy, was encouraging him to say not to engage in these vain genealogies, not to spend time worrying about this. You see, people spent time, hours on end, trying to prove who their lineage was, even going to the point of making it up sometimes. And Paul told Timothy not to get caught up in these things. And as Christians today, we too should not get caught up in these things. We should not get caught up arguing about things that we have no control over and have no bearing in our lives. So what would it have been like to have that child possessed or oppressed by a demon? I'm a father. I have a little girl. I love her very much. And I can tell you the times that she has been sick with a cold or with a stomach bug, it is agonizing to watch your child to be in pain. But even at the worst of those times, I knew that she was going to get better. I knew that she was going to come out of all this. This woman didn't have that luxury. This woman didn't know if her daughter was ever going to stop being possessed by this demon. And she probably went and looked for help wherever she could find it. So she went to Jesus Christ. All of us go through times in our lives when either we ourselves or our children or someone that we love is going through something, and we will go to just about anyone to find relief. I would say let's take the example of this Canaanite woman and go to Jesus. We go to him through prayer. We go through him through the study of his word. We go to him through the fellowship of believers. We can go to Jesus and spend quiet time with him anytime, and we know that Jesus will give his absolute best. Someone reading this passage might think that Jesus was being racially insensitive. It is noted this woman is a Canaanite woman, that she is a Syro-Phoenician woman, depending on which account you're reading. And Jesus said that he came first for the lost sheep of Israel, those who were Jewish, those of the children of Israel. And someone might read that and think that Jesus was being racially insensitive. So the question is, was Jesus being racially insensitive? I have to say that Jesus was not being racially insensitive here. Jesus had a purpose. Jesus had a plan. Jesus came to seek and save the lost of this world. Peter would say that Christ wanted for no one to suffer. So he wasn't racially insensitive. Really what Jesus was doing was being shrewd. He came and first went to the children of Israel because they were the ones seeking a Messiah. He came to them knowing that they would accept him more quickly than anyone else. But he was not restrictive of whom he wanted to save. He wants all of us to come to repentance. He gave his life for the whole world, not just for those of the house of Israel. And so Jesus was not being racially insensitive. So what lessons can this seeking of crumbs that this woman did teach us? The lesson is fairly obvious here. When we seek Jesus out, even the smallest blessing that he gives is better than anything that we have in this world. When we seek Jesus out, he will never fail to take care of us. He will never fail to feed and clothe us and do what we need from him, just like this Canaanite woman taught us. Jesus was not a racist. Jesus loved everyone, and he demonstrated that love for us in his life, his death, his burial, and his resurrection. And that's the story that we need to share with those who are seeking Jesus Christ. I hope you've enjoyed this video today. I hope that it has been enlightening to you. I hope that you'll share this video with those who are seeking Christ. I would remind you again to like this video, to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications. I enjoy getting to bring a message to you every week, and I look forward to when we can be together again. God bless you, and have a wonderful day.